giving you his NFL team items together in Thanksgiving Harmony on Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and SiriusXM Channel 80. I'm Freddie Coleman. Now back into the kitchen with Chef Brown.
All right, we're going to go candied yams on this one.
Oh, this ought to be good.
And now, candied yams are good, but they're so often so sugary.
Yeah.
They leave you unfulfilled.
No way that happens. There's no way of everything that is on God's green earth and holy that too much sugar candy yams leaves you unfulfilled. Not on Planet Coleman. That's right. Never unfulfilling.
Oh. I knew I was walking into something with that one, and you played that very well as I expected you to play that. So I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons with
Definitely.
candy yams.
Definitely.
Where there's, it's sweet. The first bite or two is tasty, but not a whole lot of substance and fulfillment behind that one.
I want to disagree with you with the Falcons, but I can't. One more.
All right. Last one for me is the Cincinnati Bengals.
Okay.
Cranberry sauce. A fairly, exciting concept.
Sure.
Here's something sweet, a little tart, going to bring an additional element to the table there.
Right.
But in the end, it's definitely not the most critical part of the meal. It's often overlooked, and a lot of times people just, they pass on it.
Okay.
So it could be great, but it rarely is great.
That's fantastic. We're going to make this a Thanksgiving every year staple, letting Chad cook about NFL teams being in the same category as food items. He's in for Harry Douglas. I'm Freddie Coleman on Thanksgiving Eve edition of Freddie and Harry. And staying with the Thanksgiving theme, the Eagles offense, how much of their goose has been cooked and won't stay that way? That's next.
Fellas, it's the season to shine, and not just from the holiday lights. Manscaped is here to keep you looking sharp. Holiday party, family photo, and mistletoe moment. The Lawnmower 5 body trimmer and the Chairman Plus face shaver deliver precision, comfort, and control worthy of Santa's nice list. I've been good and nice. Whether you're tidying up before a big night out or preparing for New Year's Eve, Manscaped has your back. And your face too, to be exact. So gift yourself with some grooming greatness this season, because looking good is the best gift of all. And now you can find Manscaped products at your local Walmart.
We guarantee our network, so you can talk college football with your BFF while taking Buster to the vet.
Hey, I can't believe he ate the whole thing of chicken wings.
And I can't believe we're staging a comeback. Touchdown! Yes!
Staying connected matters. That's why in the rare event of a network outage, you'll automatically get a bill credit for a full day's for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Must be connected to impacted tower at onset of outage. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for full details.
News now on 102.7 The Game.
Reporting for Cromwell Media News, I'm Rob Nichols. A drug investigation in Owensboro led to the discovery of a significant mushroom grow operation on St. Anne Street. Davis County detectives working with the Kentucky Probation and Parole noticed evidence of illegal controlled substances during a home visit, prompting a search of the property. They found mushrooms, spores, gummies, packaging, and related paraphernalia, including 5 boxes of finished product in a child's bedroom. 3 residents, Jacob Allen, Carly Taylor Allen, and Bradley Road, now face multiple charges. As Thanksgiving approaches, Owensboro residents can expect several city service adjustments. City Hall and the Parks Administrative Center will be closed Thursday and Friday. The sanitation department will not collect trash tomorrow. Instead, these routes will be completed Friday, while Fridays will be moving to Saturday. The Owensboro Transit System halts operations Thursday. We're going to schedule from 7:45 to 4:15 on Friday. Recreational facilities like the Edge Ice Center, Dugan Best Recreation Center, and golf courses will also close for the holiday, but reopen on Friday. As frigid weather and high winds creep in Owensboro and Davis County, the White Flag Warming Shelter will open its doors from Wednesday through Sunday night at the Daniel Patino Shelter in Walnut. Temperatures expected to drop at or below freezing, triggering the overnight emergency shelter for all men, women, and children in need of a warm place. The shelter operates nightly 6 p.m. to 7 a.m. with meals available during regular open hours. I'm Rob Nichols.
Here's a reminder for everyone in the tri-state from Wright Implement. Don't miss your chance to win incredible prizes, including a John Deere zero-turn mower, a dirt bike, washer and dryer combo, a recliner, and a lot more. It's all part of the Wright Implement Raffle to Benefit puzzle pieces, supporting inclusion and empowerment for those with intellectual disabilities right here in our community. Get tickets today and help us make a difference. Go to wrightimp.com and select the Puzzle Pieces tab. big prizes, and even bigger purpose. Right Implement.
100.5 The Party and VFW Post 696 are teaming up to celebrate the incredible educators in our community with the Top of the Class Teacher of the Month program. Each month, we'll honor one outstanding teacher making a difference in the classroom and beyond. Nominate your favorite teachers from the Owensboro area, plus Hancock, Ohio, McLean, Henderson County Schools at owensbororadio.com/top of the class. Brought to you by VFW Post 696, proudly supporting our teachers and community heroes.
And now, Western Kentucky weather on 102.7 The Game.
For the overnight hours, we'll stay dry with partly cloudy skies. Temperatures will drop down into the lower 30s, and Thanksgiving Day, mostly sunny, chilly, and breezy. Highs will top out in the upper 30s to lower 40s with gusts out of the west up to 20 miles per hour. We'll stay dry Thursday night with clear skies, and temperatures will drop all the way down into the lower 20s. Friday, mostly sunny with highs topping for 30s. A meteorologist, Michael Fecka, with your 14 First Alert forecast. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
From the Floor Concept Studios, ESPN Radio. All sports, all the time. Kentuckiana sports leader. 102.7 WLME, Lewisburg. 102.7. Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hello, sports fans, and welcome to Lion Match 5. It's Live at 5, and it's brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree, FWHlegal.com. And now, your host for Live at 5, Stephen A. Turner.
What's up and welcome to Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree, dedicated to you, committed to justice. That's FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner here in the Floor Concept Studios, joined by David Clark.
Well, hello, everybody out there, as our fearless leader, Vic Evans, is on the road, the voice of the Panthers. There's a big one tonight on 94.7 WBIO, Stephen A.
There already was a big one at
1
p.m. today.
Oh, was
That's
there?
right, yeah. Didn't go our way.
Okay.
Vic's on his way back now.
Okay, thank you for saying that.
He left bright and early this morning.
To be clear, I have been Christmasing it up today, decorating, lights outside, hanging. I got on a ladder. I didn't fall. I'm here. I'm alive. You know, I didn't pull a Chevy Chase. And
getting used to the weather out there already. Then,
it's cold.
It's cold.
Yeah. It's getting cold, and it's going to get colder.
Man,
it didn't go our way today?
Didn't go our way.
No.
Terrible second half from the Panthers. Yeah, it was tied at halftime. It didn't shoot it very well. Team's having a hard time scoring the basketball. I mean, you got to outscore your opponents. So, you know, it's a tough one on the road today, and 19 turnovers, I believe, for the Panthers at last check. I think they turned it over 12 times in the second half. Just wasn't a great performance on the road today against the GOVC opponent.
But at least it's not a wash. I know we got to move on. We got to move quick today because this is the all-area team today, Vic or Steve. But I will say this. It's not a complete wash early in the season for the Panthers. They did pick up that early win. So just hang in there, Panther fans.
Yeah, I think 4-2. I think about ready to set on a 2-game road trip in the GMAC. It'll be a 3-game road trip overall. But download the Owensboro Radio app. You're going to need it Friday night. We got playoff football on the horizon on the Owensboro Radio app. Brought to you by Roads and Roads over on WVJS. Will be the Red Devils taking on Woodford County, and Hagen's Outdoor Equipment will bring you the Three Stooges over at on K-News.
Y'all got to come up with a different nickname. First of all, Nick Clemens is a legend. You know, there's that.
Nick is the Mo of the group. Like, he's the one that keeps everything together.
I mean, you know, you've been doing this for a while. Riley, you know, listen, who doesn't love Chris Riley?
That's fun. I mean, if you ever tune in, you might hear Islands in the Stream by Dolly Parton and Kenny Rock. You just never know what you're going to get.
Three Musketeers, the Three Crusaders. You know, it's a Catholic broadcast. Throw a little Christian Crusader in there, maybe. You know,
I overruled them all and just went with the Stooges. I feel like it fits well. I mean, we just
the Council of Owensboro Catholic.
The Three Stooges might have been a little wonky, but they were always entertaining.
They were. Yeah.
So there you go. I mean, that's kind of where I come off with it. But yeah, that we'll have it for you as a state championship rematch in the 2A category there over at Steel Stadium Friday night. It'll be a 6 p.m. start for the Red Devils, and we'll have the tailgate
and for the
show.
Aces, right?
No, I think it's 7 p.m.
Is it 7?
They had not that I haven't got the memo.
I'll look it up for you.
I haven't got the memo. If it has been moved up, if it's 7, I'm in trouble because the tailgate show runs from 5 to 6, courtesy of Ultra Gyms. Will be in the parking lot of Rash Stadium, so that means I'll probably have to cut out a little bit early if it is. I have not got the memo on that. And also, don't forget the coaches show tonight over at Donato's. Aces fans, we moved locations due to the high volume of traffic at Old Hickory for Thanksgiving. We're moving to Donato's over on 231 tonight, 6:30 start.
Yes,
I'll be
please note
straight
that.
over there.
Not on West Parish. Not on West Parish, on the east side.
That's
on
right.
231.
More room there to facilitate all the Aces fans. And then tomorrow morning, bright and early, 8:30 in the morning, the DeMarcus Ganaway Holiday Edition show over there with Dan Bartlett, yourself, I believe, will be over there. WVJS, 8:30 in the morning, man. There'll be a very bright and early Thanksgiving holiday.
I believe you're right. I believe it is 7. I saw a graphic somewhere, and you know how those graphics go.
I did
you know how
check
those
it.
graphics
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Sometimes they mess
I checked it yesterday just to double check, but no, I believe at last check we're still at 7. You guys are at 6. The football fan in me wants to stay over there till about 6:45. watch the Devils for a second, but I'm going to get over to Steele, make sure we're on the air. That's the most important thing. But it is all area team Wednesday. It's
Today's the day.
Kind of a tradition. The day before Thanksgiving, we kind of roll this out, and it'll hit our social media as we roll. Dom's done a tremendous job with these graphics, and really, I mean, Jay, if you just saw the production going on just to get us on the live stream, which we are live streaming across social media and on YouTube, and you can download the Owensboro Radio app or listen out there on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you consume your podcast. But big production behind the scenes. Vic's not here, so Jalen and Dom stayed late today to help make sure we're on the air. Jalen's letting me use his equipment, so really much appreciated.
Yeah, we'll be using the portable Jalen's a portable microphone tomorrow at Rash Stadium for Thanksgiving Day. But Steve, I'm gonna do that all day.
It's all
I'm
right.
gonna say Vic's, but Stephen A.
It's been a long time since we did a show together.
It's been a while.
We started it, and now Vic's moved in, and you do shows with Vic, and I do shows with Vic. We don't do shows together.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Well, the whole
is all over creation.
The whole off the rails thing came about in Ward's side room.
That's
like
true.
When we started the homers, we would go so far off the rails.
Man.
Matter of fact, we went so far off the rails, we actually developed like 5 different shows that went on that network. But we can't, we got to go.
Yeah, it's
go time.
We're honing in. Timing's never been my strong suit, but
Mark Stoops time management
I'll nail it today. And I'm going to make sure we get. We were going to start with the second team and work our way into the first team. Honorable mentions we won't even get to because the show's so loaded. But honorable mentions will be out there. I will mention one honorable mention, but they'll be out there on social media, so you can check those out. And if you're on that list, you got to keep in mind the number of schools that we cover and the number of kids that you're competing against. But we're going to start things off, and normally you culminate up to the biggest moment, but it's kind of, come on. Offensive player of the year.
Yes.
Quarterbacks, right? You got to go there for first team. And, this is the worst kept secret of all time, as we'll move it over to the first team quarterback, and it's going to be Jet Goldsberry out there getting it done. And he is also going to be our Trophy House Offensive Player of the Year. The numbers speak for themselves. You talk about 25 passing touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He also ran for over 1,300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Just a tremendous season from Goldsberry. And, you couldn't ask for much more from Jet and Heritage Hills. And what a tremendous career. He's got a state championship under his belt.
Yeah.
And got a nice Final Four run this year. And realistically, you could have put him on the defensive team as well. 40 tackles, 8 tackles for a loss, and a pick. He's probably going to play defense there, and he is going to play defense if the Ole Miss thing stays. I'm not trying to speculate on that with Lane Kiffin and all that jazz.
That's right. We'll find out this weekend, right? After the Egg Bowl, he's got to decide, right?
Because the Egg Bowl
is always on Friday, right?
Yeah. But I don't know if Jet does, but either way, this kid's going to land on his feet no matter what ends up happening. He is going to be our Trophy House Offensive Player of the Year and first team quarterback.
I don't know what else could be said about Jet Goldsberry and the career he's had at Heritage Hills, and I just can't wait to see him on Saturdays in the SEC. I'm looking at the graphic right now. There's 2 guys that are going to be playing in the SEC right there.
Insane.
But Jet Goldsberry, man, he has cemented his legendary status. And you're talking about a program that has produced several NFL guys when you talk about Heritage Hills. And Jet Goldsberry is going to be right up there when you talk about the Jay Cutlers and the Dilgers and all those guys. He's going to be right there with them.
Yeah, no doubt. We might get a teammate of his here in a minute. Let's move to the running back stable. And what I'll do is I'll just run through the whole stable of backs, and then we'll talk about them. And we'll talk about Evan Hampton, over 1,600 yards, approaching 1,700 now, 25 touchdowns, right at 11 yards per carry on the season. He's also had 229 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns on the year for the Vanderbilt commit. We'll move it across town and get another guy that'll be playing tomorrow, Miles Edge. who is really the heart and soul of that Owensboro Catholic football team. You know, these numbers are a little skewed because he didn't even run the ball for like 6 straight weeks in the middle of the year. They were trying to save him for this time of year. He's over 1,000 yards, 18 touchdowns rushing. He's also received it for right at 400 yards and 4 touchdowns out of the backfield. And then over in Tell City, you know, the man Brandon Casebolt really made things go for that marksman offense all season long, over 1,000 yards, double-digit touchdowns for Casebolt on the season. That'll be our first team stable of running backs.
Yeah, I mean, that's just we talk about stable. That's it, right? That's the good old going out to the barn and seeing your thoroughbreds in there and feeding them the good stuff and watching them do their thing. And that's what those guys are. You got 2 SEC players right here on this graphic and a guy in Brandon Casebolt that would run through a brick wall 10 out of 10 times. Good luck tackling him. And, you know, Miles Edge, who could easily be a first-team linebacker, right?
No doubt. Yeah.
So, but
you know, you throw the pieces on the table and you have to put the puzzle together, and sometimes it's easier said than done. But I felt like Miles' impact at the running back spot, you know, going all the way back, they don't beat Bowling Green without Miles Edge, and early in the season, just what he brought, and now late in the season, hey, I think if you're doing Friday Night Lights Out tomorrow and the Aces are going to the state title game, you're going to be talking a lot about Miles Edge. I think he'll be a big reason why that is out of the backfield. And then, you know, last but certainly not least, Evan Hampton. I mean, he was right there for Offensive Player of the Year as well, man. He's taken his talents to Vanderbilt, and he has exploded in the back half of the season. When this offensive line really found its identity, Evan Hampton has just taken off and sets a school record for performance last week, man.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Evan Hampton, and again, just to pick your poison, we'll talk about more about that tomorrow when we preview the semifinal matchups. But Evan Hampton, what more? Again, it's like Jake Goldsberry. What more are you going to say about him? I mean, they're going to the SEC for a reason. And like, I mean, you know,
and they had their pick. You know, it wasn't like they, you know, it just took the one SEC offer. They had their pick.
Sure.
You know, these guys are elite. And Evan Hampton, I think he's in line for a monster one again tomorrow, man. And, you know, Higgs, rumored to be around.
Yes.
You know, and
if you're a Red Devil fan, you need to get the rash tomorrow. If you can't make it, definitely be sure to listen to Dan 92.9 WVJS. We're going to have an interview with NFL legend and Owensboro High, Kentucky Wildcat legend Mark Higgs.
Absolutely.
And then I think Dan's working on afterwards. It won't be live tomorrow, but it'll be for the pregame of the Owensboro Woodford County broadcast, where he has an interview with Hampton and Higgs at the same time.
That's
kind
awesome.
of the Hogan
passing that torch.
The Andre Giant, the Giant passing the torch to Hogan.
Sure.
Hogan passing the torch to the Rock. So you're kind of going to get that with the Red Devil broadcast.
No doubt, man. Let's move it over to our stable of wide receivers.
Well, and on the stream we're gonna see how that works, because I was told that there's gonna be a way to file over there, but I'm not seeing it. So we're gonna.
Yeah, these graphics will be out on our site. There we go.
There we go.
I think
we figured it out. There we go.
Dime had it set up. Make no mistake. Dime is the man, and he made sure we were rolling along, man. Let's move it over to the wide receivers, and you'll see it on the stream. If you're streaming this, not, we'll run through them here on the audio. Kingston Dillard, 49 catches, right at 1,200 yards, 17 touchdowns, 24 yards per reception when you talk about Kingston Dillard. How about Landon Bratcher over at Apollo, man? One of the most underrated players in the state. 73 catches, man. That's a big number.
Well, and what would he count for? 3 touchdowns against Bowling Green in the playoff?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean,
over 1,100 yards receiving, 13 touchdowns, and whether it was Max Johnson or JT Edge, Bratcher was the target, of preference, and just had a tremendous career there at Apollo as well. How about Xavier Maddox? You know, he's checking in there in the top 50 in the state and receiving as well. 66 catches, 1,143 yards, 13 touchdowns for the X-Man.
Anyway, the great thing about Xavier Maddox is he stepped into the role. Like, you know, when Tuck Carrico left, Darion Crow kind of stepped into that role, right? When Darion Crow graduated, you know, Xavier was on the team last year, but like, can he rise up? Can he be that guy? Well, first game against Bowling Green, Xavier Maddox was that guy. He's been that guy the whole season. So he's turned out to be a great player over there on Parrish Avenue.
No doubt, man. And a lot of, you talk about Bratcher, more of a down the field guy, could stretch the field. Dillard and Maddox are really guys. They can stretch the field too, don't get me wrong. But guys that can catch it at the line of scrimmage and house it from anywhere on the field. Move it over to South Spencer.
You want to know the scary thing about that? as Maddox and Bratcher used to be teammates in middle school.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
that's scary.
There's a chance that all three of those
scary.
guys, you know, but
scary.
spread it around town, man, and they all do big things.
But
man.
you know, you talk about Schulte and what he did over at South Spencer. Tate Schulte. You can go through his stats real quick. But
yeah, 941 yards. He didn't get in the end zone. He was the Justin Jefferson, right? And Jefferson's racking up all these yards, but he's not getting in the end zone. That went to his running mate a little bit, but 941 yards and a score, 54 catches in that South Spencer offense, and earns first team honors. And then rounding out the team, we'll stay with the pass catchers. He's the number 5 ranked tight end in the country. In the country. Number 5 ranked tight end in the country, right? He's going to Oklahoma. Tyler Ruxer, 819 yards, 7 touchdowns.
An Oklahoma team who's probably going to be in the playoffs. Jet Goldsberry's going to Ole Miss, who's probably going to be in the playoffs. Evan Hampton's going to Vanderbilt, who's got a shot at making the playoffs right now. And Tyler Ruxer, man, we talk about Jet Goldsberry a lot, and rightfully so. But Tyler Ruxer's another guy that just, how do you defend that? Like, because you don't defend it one-on-one. You have to put a safety over the top when he stretches the field, and he's kind of like that. I call him, baby Gronk a little bit there. He's deceptively athletic. He extends that defense and opens up those running lanes for Goldsberry when he would take off with it. But I think Tyler Ruxer, again, I said it with Goldsberry, Steve. Tyler Ruxer's a guy that might be playing on Sundays. I mean, seriously.
He has that pedigree, man. There's no doubt about it. And just a tremendous career there at Heritage Hills. And we'll move it over to the big hog mollies up front real quick and talk about the offensive line. And we'll stay with Heritage Hills and get 2 Patriots out there. You talk about Gabe Jackson and Hayden Smith, Heritage Hills moving company, and all the way back to Media Day, Dave, when they rolled into the studio. I mean, they brought a presence about them, and there's a couple guys that we may talk about again before we're out of here when we talk about those Heritage Hills offensive linemen up front.
No, man, come on. Like there's a reason that Heritage Hills, obviously Jet and Ruxer and Peyton and all those guys that they had, the athletic weapons Heritage Hills had definitely stands alone, goes by itself. But you don't do that without an offensive line.
No doubt.
You don't win a state championship in the state of Indiana without an offensive line. You don't have the success that Heritage Hills has had without an offensive line, and Gabe Jackson's definitely anchored that. And I think Hayden Smith's a guy that's kind of flown under the radar. He hadn't flown under our radar. He's on our first team.
He could have been. Listen, I got mad because he was one guy that I was like, I don't know how this kid's left off first team.
Right.
I was looking on the defensive side because he's been monster on the defensive side too. And Vic was like, well, he's our first team offensive. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I missed it completely. But yeah, Hayden Smith is another guy. And then we'll move it over to the man in the middle. How about Carter Vanover for the Owensboro Red Devils this year?
Oh,
we've seen his career since ODC YFL.
That's right. That's right. Played for the Cardinals back in the day.
Man,
Carter Vanover and
cool,
King
man.
Cumbus was on the same thing. I think they won the championship.
Oh, no doubt.
I think they played. I think, as a matter of fact, when Carter was in Pop Warner, I think they played Caden Hanshaw and them in the championship.
Man,
Hanshaw was playing for the Bears, right?
So I'm telling you, you can go over there at ODC and find the future easily.
Come on, like
we knew that. When we were calling him. I remember X-Man playing over there.
Yeah.
We've seen so many guys come through, no doubt. And then
Trey Mel was playing for the Eagles over there.
Sure.
Come on.
Yeah, good times, man. Good times. And we'll move it over to Owensboro Catholic to round out the offensive line and get J.P. Carrico, who's getting offers from everywhere right now. I think I heard he was at Illinois at a visit last weekend, measured out at 6'8", 300, man.
Oh, yeah. He's a specimen. I mean, he's that guy that you look down and you're like, he literally looks like he was created in a lab.
He does.
And both of his parents are doctors, so I'm not sure he wasn't, he was just like they just put the DNA together. They're mad scientists with their lab coats on, and they just like, this last one, we're going to make him the biggest one.
Yeah.
Actually, wait a minute, is he not the last one? I think there's another one in there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't say. I just know that if the Carrico household, I can't imagine the grocery bill per week.
Oh,
I know that Tud and Vince have moved off now to Hillsdale.
Second team all GMAC Tud.
That's right. Yeah, balling. And but just imagine that Carrico household like 3 years ago in the grocery bill.
Oh, come on. Especially
like
today's world. Today's I know what I'm spending at the grocery store right now. I can't imagine with the Carrico.
And I tell you, JP, just a young kid.
Yeah.
He's got a long way to go in his development. He's already playing really, really well.
I'm
catching the eyes of Notre Dame on the offensive line is
You
incredible.
know me, Steve. I'm a film junkie, and I can't wait to see his progression. I see where he's at right now. I see why he's visiting Alabama, why he's visiting Notre Dame, why he's going to these P4s. I see because he's got the frame, right? I can't wait. Like, what excites me is when I turn on the film next year and I watch Catholic, like, I can't wait to see that progression in his feet and his hips.
Kind of reminds you of Bivin. You know, when Bivin was playing, everybody, when he was young, he was getting all that attention. You're like, okay. Well, then you see the footwork really grow as his career went on.
He's only a sophomore, folks.
Yeah.
Sophomore.
Yeah. And then the American Dream, Tristan French, right next to him because he's got the American Dream locks.
He
they put Tristan French in for defense last week.
Is he just a common man?
He's just a common man making plays in the backfield defensively last week when they put him in, when they had a guy go down, and he steps right in. But, man, he's been great all year long. He's battled through some injuries, but he's been really, really good for Owensboro Catholic, and that'll round out our first-team offensive line. I don't know if we're going to test the graphics.
I think we've got
the specialist. That's what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
And this guy right here, man, the MacGyver. We have one of these every year because there's always a kid that maybe just doesn't quite fit in a specific position, and he played quarterback at Breckenridge County High School. Had one of the best years of Fighting Tigers I've seen since we've been covering. I mean, just incredible. 1,561 rushing yards, 18 touchdowns. He threw for 10 touchdown passes. He's great defensively. I mean, this dude was all over creation. Jacob Spitzer getting it done. And up until Evan Hampton exploded into the postseason, he wrapped up the regular season as our all-area leading rusher.
He was, absolutely. I mean, he's a huy that really, Coach Hoddle could depend on. And again, we won't go down that rabbit hole because we don't have time, but like the job that Coach Hoddle does in beautiful scenic Harnett is spectacular. And, Jacob Spitzer, and I think that's the catalyst. Like, that's the key for me for Breckenridge County is, how many of how many Jacob Spencers have been walking the halls over the year? Like, I'm telling you guys, if you will hit your wagon, parents, I'm talking to you right now, if you will hit your wagon to Coach Brett Hoddle at a young age and start playing football at a younger age, Breck County could, man, I'm telling you, man.
They had a pretty good year.
They always got some athletes over there, too.
Secured a 3 seed this
year. Some size, they always got a little size over there. I mean, I think would be a 4A. I think they're 4. Yeah, they are 4A, right?
4A, yeah.
Gosh, come on now. You could do some damage.
No doubt. A return man, and this is a situation where it was just getting him on the first team. It's like, maybe we cheated. I don't know. It is what it is. The bottom line is I felt like he belonged on the first team, and he's a great return man. It's not to say that he's not a great return man, but Jace Hunt has to be there, man. The 908 receiving yards, 10 touchdowns. He had the lone receiving touchdown, but with the ball in his hands, kind of took Davis County to a different level, and Jace had a tremendous career.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Jace is lightning in a bottle every time he touched the ball. A kid that I've got to see play in middle school. He was a part of that OMS group that went back-to-back Southwest Kentucky. How about that? You had the Hampton. You had Hamptons, Jace Hunt, Bratcher, Matt Hawks,
the team. Yeah, this team.
Avant Baxter and Henderson. They were all on the same team in middle school. But no, I don't want to take any shine away from Jace Hunt right now because, I think, when Coach Q took over this year and got Davis County back on solid footing, Jason, I mean, it was a team effort. Don't get me wrong. All those guys over there really stepped their game up and improved as a team. But when you got a guy like Jace Hunt that you can flick the ball to, whether it's a return, whether it's a screen ball, whether it's a deep ball, even on the defensive side, that's something you can really –
no doubt.
He's a big part of why, I believe, in my opinion, of why they turned it around over there.
No doubt. And we'll round out the specialist with Heritage Hills kicker Carter Payne.
Real deal.
Dude's an animal.
He's a FBS kicker, in my opinion, right?
Yeah, I'm not. And the college has got to wake up. I mean, Notre Dame could take this kid today. They can't even hit an extra point, man. Notre Dame can't even hit an extra point. I'm just saying.
They better work on that because playoffs are coming.
I know, Vic, we have a good friend, Mr. Biven up there is pretty connected to the Notre Dame program, and we've already sent the film. I mean, I'm just telling you.
Well,
I'm telling you, Carter Payne, we sent the film to Mr. Biven, and we'll see what happens. But he's going to get an opportunity. This is the best kicker has been since I've been doing it. Across the area.
Yeah, we had some good candidates.
Many great kickers across the board. We're going to pause it right there. We'll come back and look at the first team defense next, live at 5, 102.7 The Game.
Silly elf, can you see I'm resting before the big day?
Have you taken care of all the sports stocking stuffers?
Wait, what?
Lucky for you, Jelly Belly, we have Sports Country. They're fully stocked with hats, t-shirts, hoodies, and more. Don't forget, little Mark is blue now, and Johnny is red.
We don't talk about that here.
Sports Country, 317 Park Plaza Drive, behind Shammy's Car Wash, Owensboro's and Santa's #1 sports fan store.
Looking for a financial partner you can trust? Look no further than Green River Area Federal Credit Union. Whether you're saving for the future, buying a new home, or need a loan, we've got you covered with competitive rates and personalized service. Join the community that cares about your financial well-being. Visit Green River Area Federal Credit Union at one of our 3 locations in Henderson, Greenville, or Owensboro and experience the difference today. Your money, your future, your credit union. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Travis Holtree, Foreman Watson Holtree. Major setbacks and legal predicaments can happen to anyone, but they don't have to define your future. The attorneys at Foreman Watson Holtree are dedicated to helping clients navigate complex legal dilemmas, turning what feels to be a major defeat into a decisive victory. When you're ready to fight for your recovery and turn your setback into a comeback, call Foreman Watson Holtree. Dedicated to you, committed to justice, fwhlegal.com.
It's truck season at Champion Ford, and that means big savings on America's #1 selling trucks. Take command of the legendary 2025 F-150, just $44,990 with 0.9% APR, or lease for $499 a month with 0 down, or choose the powerhouse 2025 Ford F-250 Super Cab 4x4, $5,400 off MSRP. Hunting season, tailgating season, truck season, only at Champion Ford in Owensboro. ChampionOwensboro.com.
Feel the power of the road beneath you. Rick's Tire and Service can make it possible. Offering comprehensive car care from front-end repair and brake work to air conditioning and diagnostic services. We're more than just tires. Elevate your ride with our range of aftermarket accessories. Get those wheels, tires, level up with lift kits, sleep bumpers, bed covers, and running boards. Even lights, you bet. At Rick's, we customize your vehicle to reflect your style. Rick's Tire and Service, the place where we turn your car from basic to fantastic.
Let's get back to Live at 5 with Steve and Coach on 1027 The Game.
Big thanks to Rim for bringing us back from break there, man.
Precious,
and
man.
Let's move it over. If we got to go right on into it. We'll go first team defense here. We're going to try to make sure we conserve enough time for those second teamers as well. But let's start it on the defensive line, man. And Dave, I'm going to make you uncomfortable here in a second.
I'm super uncomfortable right now. Super uncomfortable.
Well, let's run through them. Let's go. Caden Conkright, man, 55 tackles, 9.5 tackles for loss, 5.5 sacks. And, man, just the biggest heart you could ever imagine on a football player, man, just doing things that you shouldn't be physically able to do. It's been a pleasure for me to get to call his games over the last 3 years. And, man, looking forward to getting after Beechwood.
And he's going to need. I mean, I don't want to put too much pressure on Caden, but man, like he doesn't care. Like he just goes out and makes plays. Like he's Caden Conkright. He's like, I don't care what the radio guy says. I'm going to do my thing. But he's going to have to be the unsung. I think him and Barrett are going to have to be the unsung heroes. If Catholic's got a chance to pull that off tomorrow, and we'll talk more about that tomorrow, Steve, on the show. It's got to be
Friday.
It's got.
We're taking Thanksgiving off.
Sorry. I don't know what day it is anymore.
Turkey day off.
That's terrible. I have no clue what day it is anymore.
Yeah, but Caden, man, he had just a lot of heart out there. I mean, always, but especially last Friday night, just a little banged up and was getting after it still. How about you go to Hancock County and get Mr. Coyles, 102 tackles, 16 tackles for loss, 2 forced fumbles on the season for Coyles. Jackson Reynolds from McLean County, 62 tackles, 3.5 tackles for a loss. Led the area at the end of the regular season in sacks with 11. And 2 guys in the 2A category that really get after you up front. And led both of those defenses this year for Hancock and McLean, respectively.
Yeah, you always have a couple kids at Hancock, and actually there's actually at least one more that we're going to get to in the next slide, Steve, that, they always have a few kids over there that just put up big numbers. And Coyles and Jackson Reynolds are kind of next in line, right? They're those next guys in line at Hancock and McLean that just put up big numbers. You look at the end of the year and you go, whoa.
Well, I can tell you Reynolds, man, really stood out in the Catholic game to me. Just the size. You know, he looks like a prototypical defensive end. I think he play some really good small college football.
If he wants to, sure. Yeah, he's got the
If
frame.
he wants to,
he's got the
I keep
frame.
trying to push these kids in the college. I'm like, I don't know if I want to play football in college. That's fine. I respect that. How about Tyler Raven from Heritage Hills? 55 tackles, 15 tackles for loss, 5.5 sacks for Mr. Raven.
Well, you see that if you're looking at your video screen right now, your TV or whatever you're watching this on, look at that little patch there on the left. What does that say? Oh, that's a state finals patch. So I'm telling you right now, Tyler Raven is a baller, and he's one of the guys over there at Heritage Hills that don't get enough shine because you got the star power, right?
Sure.
With the big time, the Power 4, the SEC guys. But Raven, man, is one of those guys. Teams they have a hard time running the ball. They have a hard time dropping back to pass. And Raven's one of those guys that's kind of the complete package. He can get after the quarterback. He can fill gaps. He can stop the run. And he's a ball player. I mean, surprise, surprise, another ball player in Santa Claus, Indiana, right?
Yeah, no doubt. No, and you could put the whole team on there. If you want to be honest,
you could.
It's just how it goes. We just have to spread the love a little bit. It is what it is. And speaking of spreading the love, Dave, how about Landon Clark, first teamer? 15 tackles for loss, 8 sacks, a forced fumble, 37 tackles. And he was, right there at the top of the stat sheet for Owensboro, and consistent. Like it's not been like he had 5 sacks in one game or, 3 or 4 tackles for loss one game. And that was where all of his stats came from. If you look at his stats, I mean, every game it's 2 tackles for a loss, a sack. It's just kind of added up over time.
Yeah.
And he's been really good. And I expect, now that you got the big boy in the middle, I mean, turn them loose.
Yeah. It's
I think Landon's in, and you're not going to talk about it. I think Landon's in for a huge game tomorrow. He's going to have opportunities. Have a huge
I think
game
so. I think so too. And I'm proud of him, obviously, as his dad. And honestly, the crazy part with Landon is I haven't had to be really hard on Landon because his big brother Zach, former All-State football player, he's way harder on Landon than I ever thought about being. But no, and I'll say this:
Landon didn't play defensive end like his whole life. To be clear,
right?
That's what I was thinking about, and I was thinking about how we're going to present this today, and I was like. He's a defensive back.
He's a safety and a receiver. he's playing defensive end.
He's playing D end.
He's a 6'4.5" safety and wide receiver.
Jason Morse tell you that's how to do it. Take your safeties and put them on the defensive line and see if you can let them eat.
And I think that's I can say as a father, what makes me proud is forget the production and the one thing I will say that isn't statted is he's forced at least 4, maybe 5 interceptions this year with his pressure. He did it again, and he's done this against St. X. He's done it against Christian Academy of Louisville. And to no disrespect, when I say that, I don't want to make like I'm coming off like I'm slighting anybody else. I'm just saying he's done this at the highest levels against the highest. I mean, he knocked a kid's helmet off in the St. X game, the running back for St. X. So, but what as a father, what makes me proud is that when Owensboro asked him to move positions, for the betterment of the team, he did it. He didn't even ask questions. He just did what they asked him to, and whatever it takes. Because selfishly, you're gonna, my best path to college is being a 6'4" safety or a 6'4" wide receiver, and he moved, and he's helped the team. So, all right, enough talking about him. Let's move on.
Let's move on.
But before we move on, I will say we'll get to him on the second team, and I normally don't want to do this because I don't want anybody to feel slighted. I voted J.W. Muster first team.
Yeah, to be clear, this isn't just like me, Vic, and Dave's team. There's
several.
We got 9 teams submitted. And I think we had about 12 coaches that nominated.
Yeah, this is coaches, all of us. Which how many of us is there? There's 8 of us that are voting.
I think there's 9. We had 9 teams
of us,
submitted.
just the radio crew.
Yes, there's 13 of us, but only 9 of us submitted teams.
Yeah,
a couple of us abstained from doing it, and then we got coaches involved to kind of break some ties.
But I want to say though, J.W. Muster, in my opinion, is a first teamer because and we'll talk about him on the second team. But there's a reason that teams can't run inside zone against us. When you run inside zone, that's coming up in the A gaps. It's coming right off tackle. It's going right to the meat of the defense. Now, obviously, Ty Ashley and Eli Hampton have a lot to do with that. But J.W. Muster, I just, we all have our thing, and I respect the final decision. I want to be clear. I'm respecting this decision, but I'm just saying right now that J.W. Muster should be on the first team. If you don't believe me, come to Rash Friday.
Find out.
Watch Woodford try to run inside zone Friday, and then tell me he should be on the first team.
No, that's fair. That's absolutely fair. Speaking of those 2 guys, let's move it to the linebackers.
Yes,
you just
let's
mentioned 2 of those guys. Let's start with them. And let's start with our Trophy House Defensive Player of the Year, Mr. Ty Ashley from the Owensboro Red Devils doing big things, man. 120 tackles, 9 tackles for a loss. He had 3 fumble recoveries, 3 interceptions on the season, 3 sacks, a little bit of everything. And colleges have taken notice. I mean, you don't get offered by Penn State just for being a run-of-the-mill type of player.
Yeah, no doubt.
Big-time player. And Ty Ashley and his running mate, Eli Hampton, was another candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, 89 tackles, 8 tackles for a loss, 3 sacks. He also had 3 pick-6 interceptions.
Yeah.
When he picked it off, he didn't just go down with it. He's smelling the end zone.
Well, he was going after Zach. I mean, he tied Zach's record. Now he's trying.
He
No. It ain't over yet.
That's true. That's true. Especially tomorrow. If he slings it around a little bit.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, Friday.
Friday.
I keep skipping Thanksgiving. But man, 2 excellent defenders there for the Owensboro Red Devils, and congratulations to Ty Ashley, our Trophy House Defensive Player of the Year. Also on the squad, man, this is one of my favorite players in the area that he's talk about self-sacrificing, man.
Yes.
Wyatt Rainey, 113 tackles, 8 tackles for a loss, an interception, a forced fumble. And I'm Coach Young. I don't know what he's got for college prospects, but this dude's heart and soul. I mean, he went to play quarterback when he's not a quarterback, did anything the team needed him to do. I think if he's on another team where maybe he could just be featured as a linebacker, these numbers are insane. He is a high-level college player, in my opinion. And I'm a big fan of what Wyatt Rainey does.
Oh, cool. I think Coach Powers is still. I know they didn't have the season he wanted to have, but I think when you got kids like Wyatt Rainey in the program, you can build around. What leadership he provided for the future of Meade County football, right? He's just a rock solid Green Wave kid, that kind of traditional Meade County kid that you think about, big, burly. Kind of harkens back to the team, some of the guys they had when they went to that state title game. When they got gypped.
That's right. When they should have won.
Was it 14 or whatever it was? And so, I'm a big Wyatt Rainey fan.
And he was explosive on offense, but I just think his natural spot, just a true thumper linebacker.
Yeah.
And you talk about rounding out the core as a number. I think he finished at this point in the season is still number 3 in the state in tackles, I believe.
That's right.
Hunter Stratton from McLean County, 185 tackles, 8 tackles for a loss, 2.5 sacks, and just a heart and soul type of leader. And he'll return, I believe.
I think he's a junior. And, he's just another one of those McLean County guys that he makes plays. To be clear, when I watch him on film, Hunter Stratton's flying around, he's making tackles, but he's always in the right position.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, maybe, he might make a big explosive play every once in a while, but he's the guy that when you start, how does he get to 183 tackles? Well, he's constantly where the ball is. I mean,
Coach Cook.
So if you do that, you're going to rack up the tackles. And 90% of football, Steve, knowing the game plan, knowing the mental part of it, putting yourself in position. Hunter Stratton's one of those kids that you can constantly rely on being in the right position.
Yeah, and Coach Cook's done that year over year.
Yes.
So we've been doing all the way back to the Homers days, and Coach Cook's stepping away now as he's become the AD over there. But I feel like he's done an excellent job with that program on the defensive side. And McLean's always represented on our team since all the way back in the day. And I think that's a big part of coaching staff, putting kids in right positions to succeed. We'll move it to defensive back, man, and this is a tough area. I mean, honestly, this is one of the tougher areas of the team. We got to start with the guy you mentioned earlier over in Henderson County because he leads the state in interceptions, and Avant Baxter.
My guy,
you can't overlook that. When you lead the state in picks, that's going to get you on the first squad. And big shout out to Avant Baxter, who's an explosive wide receiver as well.
And how about that helping lead the Colonels to a regional runner? Raise your hand if just about 4 or 5 weeks ago you saw Henderson County. Yeah. And matter of fact, they played South Warren well.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't go in there and just get rolled.
No, they didn't.
Henderson County showed up represented, and I know there's a lot of guys that were factors in that, but some of that was, Avant Baxter, what he does, taking away the deep ball, kind of playing center field back there for the Colonel defense. And, he just takes – wherever he's at, you kind of takes away that side of the field. And that, for me, when I think about guys, when I think about defensive backs and where I would vote them on first team or not, I'm going to vote for the guy. I don't care what his stats are. I mean, I do a little bit. I don't completely not factor in stats. I factor in impact to the other team. And Avant Baxter is one of those guys. Now, he does have the 7 interceptions, but he's a guy that you have to game plan for. Where's he at?
And see, that's what makes it hard for defensive backs.
Yeah.
Because, you get the interception numbers, it jumps out. So but that's not the whole thing of playing defensive
No,
back.
because there's kids that have interceptions that you don't necessarily have to game plan for. And I don't
just
say
overthrow a pass. That's not the case with anybody on the first team. To be clear, but Peyton Gray would be a guy 5 interceptions for Heritage Hills playing high level football and doing it for for a couple years there for Heritage Hills. He'll be our first team defensive back there as well, along with a guy I'm going to have to deal with here in a minute because his Packers destroyed my Vikings this weekend. Nick Sims, and one of my favorite kids to call, man. I mean, literally, you could put Nick Sims at any level for the Owensboro Catholic defense. He's going to make plays for you. He's the heart and soul, I feel like, outside of Caden Conkright, who's in the middle.
Yeah.
Sims anywhere else on the field.
Edge.
And he sparked them just a couple times. 81 tackles, 9.5 tackles for a loss, 3 interceptions for Nick Sims this year. And then JT Edge.
Well, I was actually talking about Miles Edge, but yes,
Miles Edge could be on here too, but yeah.
But yeah, JT, and real quick before we move on to JT real quick, I just want to say about Nick Sims. He's I'm guessing that the previous Sims was his brother, the outside receiver that they had.
Deuce? I don't know.
I don't know. You can ask him tonight. Yeah. But just, I mean, it's kind of one of those things. Like if you look at Catholic High and you're looking at is your last name Edge? Is it Carrico? Is it Borman? Is it Sims? Is it Ebelhair? If the answer is yes, they're good players.
Yeah, absolutely. That's true.
And Nick Sims follows into that, and he plays football the right ways in the right position, and he makes explosive plays. Speaking of explosive plays, JT Edge.
Wherever you need him.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, man. 115 tackles.
He might be the real MacGyver.
I mean,
you know, maybe if Spitzer's MacGyver or JT's Murdoch, right?
Yeah, I guess so, man. I mean,
I don't know if kids would get that reference at all, but
no, these kids are
they have no idea
who MacGyver even is.
No,
what's a MacGyver award? What's that even mean? But JT, man, just kind of was the Apollo Eagle this year, heart and soul of the team for the Eagles, and just a great season for Edge, whether they needed him to step in at quarterback and have an incredible performance and just a leader on that defense.
But how about his versatility, though, Steve? I mean, he can take away the deep ball. You can bring him down to the box, and then all of a sudden he's taking away the run, and he's going
to do a college some good.
I'm telling you, man, the growth.
Murray, right? Is he going to Murray?
Yes, he's committed to Murray. The growth that JT Edge had from his freshman year to his senior year.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
No doubt.
Unbelievable.
He was just a guy you could depend on at the end of the year. And to me, that's the biggest compliment I can give a senior. Like
his athleticism.
Wherever we put you, we can depend on.
Well, his athleticism from his freshman year to, I know kids get more athletic. I don't mean it that way. But, I think JT made he must have hit a growth spurt or had some kind of, he had his physical development. Really. I'll be honest, when he was a freshman, I did not expect him to become the athlete that he did. But the fact that he's going to Murray State, I'm just telling you, don't be shocked if he's playing for the Racers, not just on the team at some point. I'm not saying that you have to work a couple years to get to that point, but don't be shocked if he's playing, and don't be shocked if it doesn't start with special teams, like kickoff coverage or something like that.
No, the way he tackles, there's no doubt about that, man. We're going to, guys, I hate to say run.
I know. We're already up against the clock.
We're going to have changed the way we've done it. We'll do second team offense when we come back live at 5-1027 the game.
Whether it's one item or 100, Pat Hayden Moving gets it there safely and stress-free. As a proud alumni of Owensboro Catholic, Pat Hayden Moving is honored to support the aces on the field, in the classroom, and throughout the community. Big move, small move, we've got your back. One item or 100, we'll move it for you. Call Pat Hayden Moving today and support a business that supports Owensboro Catholic. Local, loyal, on the move.
At River Valley Behavioral Health, we know recovery looks different for everyone. That's why we created The Gathering Point, a free walk-in recovery support center open daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. It's a safe, welcoming space where you can connect with peer support, access resources, or just take a break in a judgment-free environment. No referral or appointment needed. Just walk in. To learn more, visit rvbh.com.
Southwire in Hallsville has been family-owned since 1950 and strives to be generationally sustainable for years to come. They are one of the leading manufacturers of wire and cable used in the transmission and distribution of electricity. Southwire delivers power to millions of people around the world. Their mission to be a preferred provider of solutions to the electrical industry by providing innovative products and services with exceptional quality and delivering on our promises. They also are proud supporters of all Hancock County athletics. Go Hornets!
Hi, this is Travis Holtree. At Foreman Watson Holtree, we're not just your trusted local attorneys. We're your neighbors and proud supporters of Kentucky Sports Radio. Just like a game-winning shot by UK at the buzzer, we're here to deliver results for you when it counts. Whether it's navigating complex legal challenges or celebrating the next big win by UK on the court, we're with you every step of the way. Tune in to KSR Monday through Friday, 9 to 11. And remember, Foreman Watson Holtree, dedicated to you, committed to justice. FWHlegal.com.
And now, more Live at 5 with Stephen A. Turner and Vic Evans on 102.7 The Game.
Live at 5 brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree, FWH Legal. I want to give a shout out to Karen Gross, realtor with Remax Professional Realty Group.
Miss Gross.
Your dream is her mission. Give her a call at 270-315-9810 or find her at karengross.net. Second team time. Let's move into it.
Second team
how we're gonna
offense.
How we're gonna adjust this? Yeah, we're gonna circle back. I'm gonna run through the second team, then we're just gonna discuss it because I got to get all this in. Or man, this is ridiculous. I hate starting with the quarterbacks. I wish we could have done that last.
Yeah.
Second team quarterbacks. We're going to go Jermel Carruthers.
Yes, we copped out. Yes.
Number one. You have to. You have to.
How do you compare these two?
You have a number one passer in the state in Jermel at right at 3,400 yards, 44 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions, 68% completion on the year. And then you have DeMarcus Ganaway Jr., 70% completion, 2,300 yards, 32 touchdowns to 4 interceptions, 5 rushing scores for DeMarc Jr. as well. And the kid that gets left out that I'm having it makes me a little bit sick to my stomach, honestly, is that we have a kid at the level of Max Johnson, who's an honorable mention kid this year. Now, Max will be on one of these teams next year.
Oh, 100%. He's got a chance to make first team next year.
100%. No, it's everything clears, the slate clearing, at the end of the year. But Max, I wanted to highlight him too. 2,200 yards, right at 2,300, 24 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 2 rushing scores. I mean, we just have an embarrassment of riches at the quarterback
We do.
spot, man.
We have for a while, if you
Max
think about it.
I mean, it would have... I go to war, right? I'm like, hey, let's put 3 of them on there. And they're like, no, it's going to water it down. And I'm like, yeah, but this kid deserves to be recognized. And that's just how I feel about it. But kind of like your JW, Max is my guy that's like, man, it just stinks. But the good news is, like I say, the good and bad news for all the opponents, Jermel, DeMarc Jr., and Max all returned.
They're all juniors.
That's good news
They're in
for
the
us.
same class.
That's great news for us.
It's kind of ridiculous.
We get to cover the area. Let's move it to the running backs. We'll go Ridge Roberts. What a breakout season from Davis County. 900 rushing yards, 13 touchdowns. Caleb Helms, who I seen firsthand, have a tremendous game against Owensboro Catholic.
Yes, he did.
Right, about 800 yards and 6 scores. Caden Richardson, another breakout candidate that will return for the Butler County Bears. 880 yards, 6 rushing touchdowns. And then Trey Lance, a South Spencer product.
Yes.
Not Trey Lance, the quarterback that was drafted by the 49ers, played
Right.
it. The Trey Lance, tremendous year. 773 yards. 5 touchdowns there at the running back spot. Move it over to second team wide receivers and get Cam Woodward, who exploded onto the scene in the back half of the season. If you looked at his stats, after week 3 or 4.
Well, he was banged up early.
He was, ankle injury. It's been a completely different Cam on the back half. He's over 700 yards and 11 touchdowns. I love what they're doing with him in the run game as well. How about Amajay Badger, 46 catches, 722 yards, 7 touchdowns, and could have easily been a first-team defensive back, too.
He takes the top off defenses, man.
Yeah, and then had a great year at a wide receiver. You got Cooper Jones out there from Hancock County. And wherever they used Cooper Jones is going to be a great college player for somebody.
Yeah.
Small college player. He had 518 receiving yards, 6 touchdowns. He also ran it for over 500 yards and 5 touchdowns. It's a little bit of a Swiss Army knife for Coach Eubanks.
Cooper Jones been an athlete since middle school.
He's been a dude for a while.
Can I tell the quick Cooper Jones story?
Yeah, for sure.
So real quick, in middle school, because they're talking about the senior classes now, when Landon was running track in middle school, he was kind of following in his brother Zach's footsteps, being one of the better 400-meter runners in the state, right? So I thought, well, here we go, baby. We're gonna. Then we have like a tri-meet. Hancock County's there, and I'm like, yeah, we're going to get another big win today. Cooper Jones just come out and he beat Landon, and I was like, who is this kid from Hancock County? Like, Cooper Jones has been that dude, man.
Yeah, no matter what he does, man, just a baller. How about Braden Baskerville from Muhlenberg County? 600 yards receiving, 6 touchdowns, big time year.
What is he? 6'5", 6'6", or 6'7"?
Oh no, I'm not going there. We got a time limit. Brandon Hughes, also the big tight end, going to be in there for South Spencer. He had the touchdown, 7 touchdowns, 610 receiving yards there as well.
I believe Baskerville did have a reception against Owensboro, I believe, too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, big kid, man. Just stood out all year, and Clay Wilkin had a great year for Muhlenberg Thorn.
That's another good quarterback. We got to move on. Sorry.
I know it, right? We could sit here all day, but we'll move it over. Let's do a little offensive line, I believe. Is that what's the next graphic
Yes, absolutely.
Here? All right, offensive line. We'll go to Apollo Eagles. How about Brandon Griffith and Michael Lawrence, and the guy that you went to bat for, Michael Lawrence.
I voted Michael Lawrence first.
To be clear, that was we all have our guys that we just go to war for, and that was Dave's guy, Michael Lawrence, on the team. How about Lawson Ward from Hancock County, Drew Johnson from Owensboro?
Drew Johnson. Go ahead, run through them because I got something to say.
Jevin Jaggers to Tell City Moving Company, and then Peyton Martin from Heritage Hills, and the third Heritage Hills player on the first 2 teams.
Drew Johnson does not get the credit that he deserves, and I'm not saying he should be first team or whatever. But Drew Johnson has been rock solid. When that offensive line was struggling early in the season, they had to make some changes, move some guys around. There was 2 really what I can say rock solid components to that line. It was Carter Vanover and Drew Johnson. And Drew Johnson, like, you watch him week after week after week go against bigger guys, and they don't get no pressure. They don't get in the backfield. Drew Johnson stays his mirror movements where he stays in front and he moves his feet and he keeps his leverage and he punches and with his hands and keeps that. Like, Drew Johnson is going to God willing, after the Red Devils win this title this year, we're going to look back I want when we do this wrap up show, I want to talk a lot more about Drew Johnson because I just think he's just so unsung at what he's brought to that offensive line.
Love it, man. Let's go MacGyver. Let's go our specialist here.
Yes.
Brady Eubanks, how about he's got to be on there somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the kid, 835 passing yards, 11 passing touchdowns, shift to the running game, 867 rushing yards, 11 touchdowns, and just a tremendous player. I think looking like maybe shifting to running back next year. So have your eyes on him as a first-team running back candidate.
Hancock County's got
Look out.
Freshman
quarterback.
Look out next year, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
Helms, Eubanks, and the quarterback. Come on now.
Another one of your guys. How about Khalil Shimwell?
So there's a little confusion here. So there's technically there's 2 Khalil Shimwells on Owensboro.
Oh.
There's the freshman Khalil Shimwell.
Okay.
And this was what I probably should have gave Vic a heads up here. This is Trey Shimwell. I don't know if he's a sophomore or junior. That's terrible of me right now. I can't think, but.
You don't have much going on.
This is right. This is Trey Shimwell, who's had a couple kick returns for scores this year.
Yeah, there you go. And wanting to make sure we get – and Andrew Garvin, who was injured during the year, but I've been stumping for him to kick for K-Dub. And, man, I tell you, the rugged Andrew Garvin right after Ronnie Garvin out there doing big things for the Owensboro Catholic Aces. He'll be our second-team kicker. We'll pause it right there. We're going to come back and get second-team defense to get you home on a Tuesday, live at 5, 102.7 The Game.
Looking for a financial partner you can trust? Look no further than Green River Area Federal Credit Union. Whether you're saving for the future, buying a new home, or need a loan, we've got you covered with competitive rates and personalized service. Join the community that cares about your financial well-being. Visit Green River Area Federal Credit Union at one of our 3 locations in Henderson, Greenville, or Owensboro and experience the difference today. Your money, your future, your credit union. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Accidents and ailments can happen when you least expect them, but Owensboro Health is here to care for you when and where you need it. Walk right in for excellent urgent care without an appointment, or use our MyChart app to tell us you're on your way. Our expert providers are ready to treat minor cuts, rashes, bites, respiratory infections, and so much more. To find one of our 5 urgent care locations near you, visit owensborohealth.org/urgent care.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with
with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
For auto, home, life, or business insurance, see Shelter Agent Katie Gunterman.
Hey, Chris, can you fix my leak?
Yes, we can. Hi, I'm Chris Estes, owner of Above All Roofing and Seamless Gutters. From your windows leaking air to installing new energy-efficient windows, we can do it. 313-4275. Gutters leaking, past few rains? Get new 5 or 6 inch gutters with guards. You have a roof leak? We can install a premium roof on your house or business. We have an affordable solution for all your leaks. 270-313-4275.
Hey y'all, it's Kelly Ann Harris with the Harris Group at Keller Williams Elite Realty. As a proud sports mom, I know what it takes to show up, stay focused, and deliver results on the field and in real estate. That's why we're offering our Guaranteed Cash Offer program. We guarantee to get your home sold or we'll buy it. For all your real estate needs, trust the Harris Group. We're always ready to go to work for you. Call us today at 270-929-5857 for the details.
Local sports at its finest, live at 5 with Stephen A. Turner and Vic Evans on 102.7 The Game.
Stephen A. Turner, David Clark here, and it's not Tuesday, it's Wednesday. That shows you where my brain's at.
Come on, man.
I'm about to just, I've already set.
I have no idea.
Oh, no, that's my fault.
Holy elf, can you see I'm resting before
20 seconds, we'll be right back.
Have you taken care of all the sports stocking stuffers?
Wait, what?
Lucky for you, Jelly Belly, we have Sports Country. They're fully stocked with hats, t-shirts, hoodies, and more. Don't forget, Little Mark is blue now, and Johnny is red.
We don't talk about that here.
Sports Country, 317 Park Plaza Drive, behind Shammy's Car Wash, Owensboro's and Santa's #1 sports fan store.
Put me in a hurry, I turn into J.J. McCarthy.
That's right.
I mean, it's just like I can't even do anything right. It's not Tuesday. It's Wednesday. I'll be going from here to Jason Moore's Coach Show. When you get in a hurry, man, you make mistakes.
Yes.
But I'm not going to make any mistakes the rest of the way. Defense, second team. Let's go to defensive line. I'm going to run through the whole team. We're going to talk about it. You already mentioned J.W. Munster leading the way on the second team. You got Eli Embry from Hancock County. You've got Blake McGuffin from Breckenridge County. Josh Coffey in there as well. Embry and McGuffin over 8 sacks on the season. Coffey with 5 sacks, 74 tackles, and Muster, you already discussed, just a game wrecker on the inside there for Owensboro. And
Jackson James.
and Jackson
Where's
James.
Jackson James?
You can find the honorable mentions list out there on social media.
Jackson James has been baller, man. And the thing is, like, he makes explosive plays. I know, he's another kid that maybe not natural. He's not a defensive end. He's played more skill, but he's been running back in the past. But he makes those explosive plays. He made, I believe he made one the last 2 weeks in the backfield. So, I'm an Owensboro guy. But I gotta throw Jackson James in there.
But it's been a pretty good defense. So I'm just saying, you might have might have a point.
Yeah.
Linebackers, let's move it over to Butler County. Kevin Robbins, over 100 tackles on the year, 14.5 tackles for loss. Great season down in Butler County. Hunter Corbin, man, heart and soul of that Davis County team. 136 tackles, 3.5 tackles for loss. How about Ross Powers, man? Been getting it done for like 6 years, it seems like, man, up in Hancock County. He had a 6 tackle for loss, 5.5 sacks, 119 tackles. You had Tristan Muse from Edmondson County, 94 tackles, 7.5 tackles for loss, 4 forced fumbles on the year for Muse. And then JRR over there in Henderson County. Defensive stats not readily available, but this is a dude that's going to play some college football, I believe, over there for Henderson County linebacker Jack Ryan Roosh.
Can we get the Colonels to just put those defensive stats in?
I mean, there's some up there. It says he played 13 games, but the stats aren't there.
Right. They're not out. Yeah, they're not adding up.
This dude's a baller.
You got a bunch of high production guys right here on the linebacking core.
And speaking of honorable mentions, before we get defensive backs and we got to get out of here, I want to give a shout out to Aiden Bolden, who battled injury all year. I think, if not for injury, he was a first-team running back last year.
That's what I was going to say.
And another kid that completely sacrificed his senior year for the betterment of the team.
He did.
And then was banged up, but committed to Lindsey Wilson today.
Yes, he did.
That's bigger than being on these teams.
100%.
Get your college paid for,
his future's locked in stone now. He's moving on to the next level for an NAIA championship level program.
Yeah, go win a ring, man. Let's move it to the defensive backs and wrap this defensive team up. How about Trayson McGrath from Davis County, 5 interceptions on the season. You had Micah Toller, 18 tackles, 3 interceptions for Heritage Hills. And Paxton DeWitt, what a great season for him. And that great season that Breck had, 48 tackles, 5 interceptions for DeWitt. And rounding out the second team, T. Green, 51 tackles, tackle for a loss, 3 fumble recoveries, I should say, and 3 interceptions. So he's accounted for 6 turnovers.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
On the season.
He's a playmaker back there for T. Green. I mean, he's just a guy that, you got him and Amari back there at safeties. I mean, good luck.
Not only that, but I love what you said about the running back spot. It's like, I think defensive coordinators see Evan come off the field and they're like, good deal. We can take a break. And then T. Green comes in. It's like, yeah, break's over. It's like, all right. T. Green, man. And another kid that's a borderline. I mean, right there as a first teamer. I think a lot of these second teamers.
It's tough, man.
It is tough. I mean, listen, I hate these teams. I love mentioning all the kids that we just got to highlight, but I absolutely despise doing these teams. I hate it.
I'm with you.
Because I just don't. Who am I to tell you that this kid's better than that kid? I'm nobody.
Right. Well, and the good thing is,
play the game.
Here's the good news: it's not just you; it's a collective, right?
It is it absolutely is,
and that's what makes it great. I don't always agree with the collective, but we honor the collective, and the cool thing is, I hate the process. I hate leaving kids off who I'm like 99% sure I believe are first teamers.
Pepto all day, so they're going to come and veil this team.
But I do love giving the kids the spotlight, and that's what we've been doing for, my gosh, Steve, over 10 years now. So I mean, that part I do like.
No, it is, and I hope the families get as much enjoyment out of it as we do doing it, man. And don't forget, we will be off tomorrow. I'm going to speed out of here. As soon as I'm done, I'm breaking this down and going to Donato's 231 to hang out with Coach Jason Morris and the Owensboro Catholic Aces, get you set for Beechwood. We won't have a show tomorrow, but Dave, you guys will be over. Dan will be over there for the DeMarcus Ganaway show bright and early tomorrow.
Live from spring practice at Owensboro High School at Rash Stadium, 9 a.m. We'll be live on 92.9 WVJS. And, this
I wish it was spring. It's not.
It's not. I will say, before I get off the air, I do want to wish the Aces the best of luck on Friday. It's a huge opportunity. I'm with Vic. I actually agree with Vic for once. I think at the end of the day, if you're going to play Beechwood, why not play them here?
No doubt.
This gives Catholic the best chance. It's a mountain, all right? I mean, at the end, it's a mountain. But you get them in steel.
No doubt.
And that's all you could ask for.
Yeah, and we'll be back live at 5 from Rash Stadium, courtesy of Ultra Gyms.
Yes.
Friday night tailgate show as Woodford's coming in.
Yes, Dennis Johnson.
I think they're going to be leaving with a bad taste in their mouth. Better enjoy the taste of Thanksgiving dinner because it's going to be a bad taste on the way back home to Woodford. That's just me. That's just me personally. We'll see you Friday live at 5.
You've been listening to Live at 5 on 102 in the Game. Special thanks to Foreman Watson Holtree for sponsoring the preceding broadcast. FWHlegal.com. Tune in next time for Live at 5 on 102.7 The Game.